What's up, traders? In today's video, I've got 3 tips for you. 3 tips for when you fail a funding challenge. Now, these funding challenges are becoming super popular. I've made a bunch of videos about them. You know, everybody's talking about it. But they aren't a reflection of your trading ability directly. Just because you can't hit the 8% or 10% profit target every month, that doesn't mean that you're not a great trader. So let's talk about what you can do to get back on the right foot after failing a funding challenge. Welcome to the channel. If you're new, my name is Austin Silver. Like I said, I've got these 3 tips that I'd like to discuss with you today to get you going on the right foot after failing a funding challenge. As I said before, these funding challenges are not a direct reflection of your ability as a trader. We can't expect to make 8% or 10% in a month every single month, no matter what, unless you're being overly aggressive in your risk. We're going to talk about this, tips conversation today, these 3 tips, all with a proper risk management approach first. If you're one of those guys that buys a funding challenge and you go 1%, 2%, even 3% risk on a single trade, you're just gambling and my videos are not for you. But if you're somebody that's looking for a proper approach, that's what we teach. That's what I'm trying to share with you. Now, if you're interested to learn how I trade, how I've gotten funded, how other traders in ASFX have gotten funded, click the link in the description, go to asfx.biz and learn about our courses, learn about how you can join the VIP community. The first tip for today is you want to go back and document and review your last 5 trades. This is something that I think a lot of us want to steer away from because when we make a mistake, whether we just took a loss and that's all it is, or maybe we moved our stop loss on that loss, or maybe we were too heavy on that loss, either way, whatever it is, we often want to ignore that negative data point and just move on and go on to the next thing without reflecting on it and trying to learn from it. And I think if we do that, if we just move on from things quickly, we're running from accountability and in turn, we're running from growth. And I did that for the first 2 years of my trading career. I didn't journal, I didn't document, I didn't do anything. So now over time, I can show you here on my screen, this is my new version of my trade recaps that I do every day. But what I do here is I type up my trade as I'm seeing it. I update this at the end of the day. I update what could have been better about the trade, what I could have done better, and I even put the markups in here as well. So this is the first thing that I want you to see. Now, beyond just this digital journal, if you're a digital person, use that. I also am selling the ASFX trading journals, which is the exact same thing, but in a physical version. So you can see here, I'll give you a little close up. You can see you have space for 2 trades each day, your productivity each day, things like that. This was not a busy day, as you can tell. There's a place for reflection here at the bottom. This is another great tool if you're somebody that likes to write this down with pen and paper, which as a new trader, I would recommend doing. So whether you're doing a digital journal or a physical journal, the number 1 tip after failing a funding challenge is go back and review the last 5 trades. What could you do so you don't repeat the mistakes that caused you to fail the challenge? Now, if you do that review and your answer is, Austin, I was appropriately sized, I was not trading off of edge, I was doing everything I'm supposed to, great. Your reflection showed you did what you're supposed to do. It just happened to be a losing period. There's losing periods in any trading strategy. If you think that every strategy wins all the time, you're sadly going to be let down. There was a period of time that when we recently did some back testing, Jerome and I, looking at GBP USD, and there was like 8 losses in a row on just GBP USD over the course of like 2 months. But then after that, there was 12 wins and 4 losses in a row. So I think if you zoom out on any trading system, you'll see its statistics. But if you zoom in and you happen to start trading it, or you just happen to run into a losing period when you take this funding challenge, don't let that be a reflection of your trading performance forever. That's just 1 month, 1 period of time that, like I said, if you analyze and review everything and nothing could have been better, we just keep going forward with the same approach. The second tip that I have for you is find an accountability partner. I want to show you here, this is our Discord chat. We have a lot of stuff going on here. Between the Black Shirt Club, which is a private mentorship group where we talk every day and I trade with these guys. That's a small group mentorship program that you can apply for. I'll put a link in the description. It's asfx.biz/BSC. Put a little fly in right here for you. Beyond that, we have Discord chats for each one of the strategies that we teach. So the community here is very involved. Every day, traders are in here sharing their ideas, going over trades together. Today, a couple of guys made money on Euro AUD. They were asking me some questions about it because I called the trade out here and everybody was watching it here as it developed. So As a community, we grow together. I share my ideas, people share their trades, they get feedback. Without the community, it's very difficult to grow at a proper pace. Yes, at the end of the day, when you're trading, you're off on your own. You're on your little island. But to have a community to go to for feedback, to have a community to go to for new ideas, to just get up to date on news that gets lost in all the Twitter sphere nowadays, the community really can be your backbone for a successful trading career. So when you fail a funding challenge, don't run from accountability. Document the last 5 trades. Own your mistakes. And then come to the group, combine tip 1 and tip 2, come to the group and share the mistakes. Take accountability for it, because when you put it out to the world, as I do, it makes it easier to not repeat those mistakes. It makes it easier to not overtrade after you start sharing your P&L of overtrading, because you'll realize you're embarrassed to keep sharing that overtrading. So you'll stop overtrading because you know you've got to come in and share that P&L or that trade recap for the day, whatever it may be. So that's tip number 2. And tip number 3, identify the reason you failed and focus on how to not repeat it. So the documentation is a step towards this final step. The accountability in the group is a step towards this. But without the feedback, without the journaling, this third step cannot happen. You cannot identify why you failed if you're not journaling and if you're not asking for feedback from other traders, specifically other successful traders. Some of the feedback I have to give people is, hey, you're not in ASFX, but you want my feedback. I'm telling you, let me see the back testing for the strategy you're using. Nobody in the history of getting to that point in the conversation with me has ever showed me the back testing because they don't have it. That's when we convince them to come to ASFX and learn our systems, because we do have the back testing. Most people don't want to or don't know how to do back testing on their own. We have a course for that as well. I didn't mean to make this such a promo video, but I'm just plugging away here as I do. We teach people how to do the back testing. So when you go to somebody, or if you are someone who failed a funding challenge and you documented your trades and you have a little group of guys that you're working with or girls that you're working with, something to revisit here is the strategy that you're using actually profitable? Is there back testing to prove these ideas that you're using are good ideas to put money behind when taking a funding challenge? If the answer is no, if you have no back testing, I would not recommend trying to get funded with that system. Because even if you get funded, you have no back testing, you don't know what you're getting into. It could be a 30% win rate strategy, it could be a losing strategy. You know what I'm saying? So without the back testing, you really don't have any groundwork to grow from. So in identifying what you need to do better to not repeat the mistakes that led you to getting failed, changing your system might be something you need to do. Or even adapting your system, changing something, tweaking something, and then back testing that to see if it would be profitable in the future. Without that data, it's very difficult to understand why we failed. So we want to find that reason. In the pursuit of that reason, so we can adjust it, whether it's changing a system or changing an indicator, changing an approach, whatever it may be, changing a time frame, changing a market you trade. We have to find the reason you failed. But to do that, we need to look at your past trades. Last 5 or 10 trades should be journaled. All of the trades every time you click the button. And you should have a group to go to for accountability for feedback on those trades. If you're one of those guys who's taking 30 trades a day, 20 trades a day, and you can't keep up with it in your documentation, chances are you're listening to this and you're struggling. Slow down, trade less, find what system, what trade you do best, and get bigger there. Do less, do it better. Oh, am I wearing the shirt? This is the throwback shirt. Do less, do it better, do it bigger. Didn't even plan that, but there's the shirt for you. That's our saying. That's what I want you to do in order to get funded. Getting funded, someone asked me yesterday, is it a luck thing? Is it lucky? I don't think so. For myself and other traders who have gotten funded, I don't think it's luck-based. If you go at it with a systematic approach, it is possible to achieve a 10 or 8% gain in 30 days. And then, of course, a 5% or 8% in 60 days, the second part of the challenge is easier. But to just digress from all of that, if you're going at this without a system, if you're going at this without a community, if you're going at it without someone to give you feedback and without a way to document and journal the trades, you're going to consistently struggle, and you're going to make myforexfunds or ftmo or whoever, you're making them rich. So stop making them rich. They want to help you get rich, but you're not helping yourself if you're ignoring these 3 things. Get a journal, get an accountability group, document your trades, and then pick apart yourself. What is the reason you failed? Is it because your system is not back-tested? Either get with somebody like me who's got a back-tested system that they can share with you. I don't care if you come with me or do it with Jimmy John down the street. Find someone who's got back-testing and follow them, or do the back-testing yourself. Imagine that. Put in some hard work before you go put money into it. But everybody wants the shortcut. You probably won't listen to me. You'll go buy another funding challenge and blow it in the first week. You'll actually blow it in the second day because the first day you'll lose, you'll size up on the second day and get wiped out. And I know that because I've worked with hundreds of traders in these Discord groups to see that happen. So I'm trying to help you guys avoid those mistakes, but they're still going to happen. So when they do, what are the 3 tips? Journal, accountability group, and dissect to find why you failed and make an adjustment. I hope that helps. I hope it's motivating. Don't get discouraged. Last point. Even if you fail, you could be up 4% that month and still fail a funding challenge. That doesn't mean you're a bad trader. So don't let the results of your trading, even more specifically, don't let the results of a funding challenge or trading, don't let that be an instant mirror or let you think that it's a mirror of your own ability. It's not. It's 1 month. You can bounce back. You can go forward. Hopefully with some motivation from today's video, making better decisions. Accountability, journaling, community, and then dissecting yourself to find out what you need to not repeat in order to pass it next time. So good luck, everybody. Please subscribe if you enjoyed today's video. Drop a comment. Give me a thumbs up if it helped. And I will see you guys in the next one.